Hello, this is going to be a video on Microsoft Office Word 2010. It's going to be a basic video for beginners to learn how to navigate through Office Word 2010. So let's get started. For those of you who have Office 2010, it comes with a word processor. Microsoft Office Word 2010, and you can use it for creating letters, creating brochures, presentations, simple presentations, and things like that. So I'm just going to go over a few basic things to help the beginner learn how to navigate through Office Word and using that type of a word processor. And a word processor is just an electronic document that you can use to put text and pictures on and presentations. So to start with, let me go ahead and say I'm using a virtual environment through the virtual environment application known as VirtualBox or Oracle VirtualBox. As it is now known. It was first created by the employees at Sun Microsystems, but then Sun Microsystems was bought out by Oracle, and then Oracle revamped it to be named Oracle VirtualBox. So let's get started. So to get started with your Microsoft Office Word 2010 or 2010, you would go down to the oh, and I'm sorry, I'm using Windows 7 for this, just so you know which environment we're working on, but it doesn't matter. You can use Office 2010. I believe it comes for variations also in Macintosh versions for OS 10, I believe. Not sure how you would install that, but it doesn't really matter. The application itself can be used whether it's on a Windows machine or a Mac machine, or even if you're installing and using it on Linux. Some of the icons or buttons may be different, but the application should work the same. So let's just get started. You go down here for Windows 7, you go down to your Start orb and left click on that. Okay, and then you can go to All Programs, and then from All Programs you go to Microsoft Office. Then you look for where Microsoft Word 2010 is, or 2010, left click it, and it will come up. Now to begin with, let's start at the very top here where it says Document 1 - Microsoft Word. Okay, this is your title bar right here. Okay, and in your title bar, if you look over to your right hand side as you're looking at it, you'll have your three buttons. This is your minimize button. When you minimize it, it goes down onto your taskbar. Then you left click it again and it comes back up. This is the maximize button or restore button. If you click it, it should make it bigger or smaller. You click that, it made it smaller. You click it again, it makes it bigger. And the final button is the X button. Obviously, if you click the X button with your left mouse button, then it will go ahead and close the document. Okay, and then next to that, we have what is known as our quick access toolbar. That's over here on your left hand side, and as you can see, this icon right here is for save. That means you can go ahead and save your document after you've put your content onto it. And then this is the undo button or the repeat button, and I'll go over those right now. Let's say you type some text on your Word document. It doesn't matter, it can be anything, right? and then you decided that that's not what you wanted to do, on your keyboard you can either hit the backspace, or if you accidentally backspace and you didn't mean to, you can come up here to the quick bar or quick access toolbar, and you can click the undo button, and as you it goes back to the beginning. Or if you want to bring it back, let's see if we can bring it back. Yep. If you want to bring it back, you can hit one of these buttons, either the undo button or the repeat button. Okay. And this quick access bar, this is for you to put on different icons that you think you're going to be using all the time, or that you know that you're going to use all the time. And what you do is you can come over here to this little pull down arrow, left click on it, and as you can see, you can choose certain options that you want to keep up there. You got email, quick print, if you know you're going to be printing a lot of stuff. Okay, draw table, undo, redo. Those you probably want to leave up there. You're going to be using those a lot. And then let's try it for now, spelling and grammar. Okay, so as you click on that, it comes up into the quick access bar. Okay, and you can use spelling. It's like it's a spell checker, so you do spell or SPEELL. Right away, if it's spelled wrong, spell checker will go ahead and underline it. And the way you can correct that is that you right click on it, go up to the top and choose usually the first word. Usually the first word is the correct spelling, and if you want that one, you just left click on it. And there you go. Now if you decide that spell checker or spelling and grammar is not what you want on your quick access toolbar, then you can go back to the pull down arrow, look for spell checking, and then you just left click on it. That should take the check out, and as you see, it just took out the spell checking as well. And that's your quick access toolbar. And then the next one you want to look at is your tabs here. You've got these different tabs, and as you can see, they look like tabs on a regular folder. Right now we're in our home tab, and then you can go to your insert tab, and that has a bunch of buttons under it. Then you can go to your page layout tab, then there's a reference tab, mailings tab, review tab, and a view tab. Okay, these are all tabs with different buttons for different functions for what you want to do. Then you can go back to your home tab. Okay, now after you've done and major changes to your document, whatever you want to do from here. After you've done with that, then the first thing you want to do is save your document and make it create a name for it. So in order to save it, especially for the first time, what you're going to do is come over to the File tab, left click on the File tab, like so. And the first thing you want to do, like I say, if this is the first time you created the document, you want to choose the Save As button. Okay? You left click Save As, and then it's going to come up with this little Save As window, and then you need to decide where you want to save your document. Okay? The best place to save it, if it's going to be a document or something that you want to write with or write to or write on, I would save it in the Documents folder. If it was music, save it in the Music folder. If it was pictures, save it in the Pictures folder. Video, naturally, would be for the Video folder. Since this is a document, we want to keep it in the Document folder, and then you just give it a document name, whatever name you want to give it. I'm just going to name mine Document Main. And it doesn't matter, it's your document. You choose whatever name you want to make it for. And then down here where it says save as type, you want to choose a type that you want to save it as. You can choose it as a Word document, a micro-enabled document. Micro-enabled means that you just enable it for using macros. I said micro, I meant macros. And macros are just scripts that you can use on your document. You can choose it for saving an earlier version of Word, either 97 or 2003, or any of the other options down here. For saving it for a person that's using Microsoft Word either 2007 or 2010, just choose Word document. I believe 2010 is backwards compatible with 2007. I'm not sure. After you've chosen the type of document and your document name and where you want to save your document, then from here you just go down and click on Save. Okay, and now when you go up to the title bar, you'll see the document name and the document type, which as we know is in Microsoft Word. And then you can go ahead and then make your additions, changes, subtractions, whatever you want to do to your document. The next thing I'd like to show you is if you want to make a presentation. There are several things that you want to do. First of all, you'll want to decide all these letters here are considered text for making words. Okay, so it's just like a regular document. Let me go ahead and go in for you. So this is just like a regular document. See, as you can see, I messed up on spelling. Let's do that on purpose again. And once again, like we said, if you see that you got a word that's underlined, that usually means it's spell checker, which is on automatically or by default, is doing its job. And to see what a better spelled word would look like I say, you just right click on the word, go up to the top. Usually the first word is the one that's the correct spelling, and then you just left click on it, and as you can see, it went ahead and put in the right word. Okay, now the next thing that we want to talk about, let's go ahead and press enter on our keyboard, and let's go ahead and go out. The next thing we want to talk about is adding or inserting pictures into our document, and that's not hard at all. What you do is you can come back over here up to your tabs. You see the tab that says insert, you just left click on that. Okay, and then you come down to the icon that says picture, and as you can see, it comes out with another icon menu that says insert picture from file. Now hold on a minute, let me zoom in there. So like I said, we went to the tab that says insert, left clicked on it, went down and left clicked on picture. You left click on picture. Now let's go ahead and zoom out of this, and it takes you to the picture folder. That's where it goes by default. So I would suggest that if you have any pictures, you go ahead and save it into your picture folder. You don't have to, but that just makes it easier for you for the functionality of your computer. Now you come over here, you find the picture that you want. Okay, here's the picture that I want. You left click it once, and as you can see, it populates the name of the picture down at the bottom here where it says file name. And then if that's the picture you want, you go ahead and left click on insert, And there you go, you have your picture into your Word document. And you can come over here, and as you see, some of these are circles, some of these are squares. This is just here so that you can go ahead and adjust the size of your image if you want to, your image or your picture. Okay, if you want to make it wider, then you come over to where one side or the other, and it'll turn into an arrow, and you can make it wider. If you want to make it larger even more, or wider even more, you can come down to the bottom, do the same thing, or to the sides, however you want. And then when you got it to the right size that you want it to, you click on the empty space and you're done. Alright, now that's how you navigate through your Word document. Another thing you're going to want to do is, with your text, you may want to change the size of your text. You may decide that this text is too small to read, too small to look at. So you may want to come over here okay, and it's going to be under the home document. Then you come down here and you got your different options here. The first one you might want to look at is the text size. It says size 11 now. That's the font size. Okay, if you want to change it, you click on the pull down arrow and you have your options here, and you can go from 11, you can go down, the smallest is 8, and then the largest is 16, 18, 20, all the way down to 72. Okay, it's up to you. For this point right here, let's choose 24, and that makes it much bigger. So as you see, that changes the font size. Also, what you want to do, you might want to change the actual way the font looks. This one defaulted to Calibre, or Calibre. Alright, and if you wanted to change this, the actual font, you click the pull down and you have your choices of the different fonts, starting from A all the way to Z. Alright, some of the more normal fonts that I used to use is Arial or Arial Black, maybe even Arial Narrow. If not that, then I used to do New Times Roman, and you'll see that further down here. You can just scroll down, choose one that you want. Oh, I passed it, sorry about that. If they have it in here. Oh, they don't have New Times Roman. Let's see if they just have Roman then. Nope, they don't have that either. Okay. So it looks like some of the fonts they changed and took out in Word 2010. Oh, there it is, Times New Roman. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. So that's another one that I use. That one seems to work well. Times New Roman, Arial, and there are a lot of others. That's just the one that I use. But this one came out with let's see, it was Calibre, I believe it was. Let's see if we can find Calibre. There it is right there. Just choose Calibre again, and let's go ahead and zoom out, and there you have it. Now that's how you can change the text size and the different types of text. You can also do other things to the text, like you can, if you come up here again, you can hit B for bold, if as you hit B, look at the text. You see it done switch to darker color. You can either hit B for bold, you can hit I for italics, U for underscore or underline, and then you've got a whole host of other things you can choose from. And to take all that stuff out, you just click the buttons again, and as you can see, it takes it out. Okay? In order to choose those types of things, you're just going to need to highlight the text that you want to change. Alright? And then come over here and choose whatever you want the text to look like. Another thing that you might want to do with your text is you might want to change the color of it. You can come over here and change the font color. Okay? You click the little pull down arrow and you can choose your different colors. You can make it red, orange, yellow, green, blue, black, purple, or you can choose the default color, which is automatic, which is, you know, dark black. You can also choose other more colors down at the bottom. All right. You can do that, and then once you're done with your one other thing, as you're working with your document, after about 5 or 10 minutes, if you could think about it, you want to also resave it again by coming up here to the save button. Alright, you'll just see this little icon right here, and if you hover over it, it says save. So if you want to save the document again, resave it, click that button. Just left click it once. Okay, you don't have to save as or choose save as again. You've already created the document, but you want to make sure that after you make your changes, you click the save again. Alright, that way you can have your changes and they're already saved. And once you save them, alright, and you're done with them, or finally you're done with it, you click your save button, and then you can close your document. You can close it one of several ways. Up in the top left hand corner, you might see a pull down menu. You click that pull down menu and you can choose close there, or you can go over to the file tab, click on file, go down and choose exit. You can close out of your document that way, or finally go back to the home tab, you'll see your document again, or finally you can click on the red X, okay, and then you can close it that way. But make sure before you close it, whichever way you decide, you save your final view of your document. That way you don't lose any of the additions that you put to it. Alright, so we go ahead and do that, and then you can close your document. Now, if you want to go back to your document, the easiest way to do that is to go down to the start or you can go down to the folder icon down at the bottom left hand side of your Windows 7 machine. Okay, this is Windows Explorer. You left click on Windows Explorer, you can go to Documents, and there's your document right there. You can double click on it with the left mouse button and it comes back up, and the last additions you made are still saved in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that document, and we'll close out of Windows Explorer. Another feature that you may see is recent documents, and you get there from the start org. You left click on it, and let's see if we can find recent documents. Alright, recent documents. That doesn't seem to be in this version of Windows 7. Or if it is, I can't find it. If anybody else knows how to get the recent documents from Windows 7, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I don't normally use Windows 7, but I have used it. I do use it on the job. And we use Word documents quite a bit on the job. I work in the tech support industry. But in either case, that's a basic way of getting through and navigating through your Word document.